Welcome to another edition of SlingPaint Gaming, and it's breakdown time. X-Wing expansion pack for the Star Wars X-Wing miniatures game by Fantasy Flight Games. You gotta have this. I mean, if you're a Rebel fan, and you like to have multiple X-Wings, you definitely need this. When you buy the core set, you only get one X-Wing, but you get all these pilot cards. You get like 4 pilot cards in the actual core set. You get Luke, you get Biggs, but you only have one ship. This is where the second ship comes to play. Look at this thing. Look at the detail of this ship. I mean, this thing is phenomenal. I mean, just like the core set version, right? You actually get, if you get, let's say 2 of these, maybe 3 of these, extra, you can really do some damage to your opponent because of the cards that you get. So let's break this down. So you got, when you open this up, you get 4 pilot cards, you get 5, which we'll go over in a sec, and you get 5 upgrade cards, you get the 2 bases, right, depending on which pilot you have. You flip them upside down, there's actually different pilots on each side. You get, of course, target locks. You get the identity tokens, which helps you, let's say if you do have non-unique ships, helps you identify which ship is what. You get 2 shields because every X-Wing has 2 shields. You also get a focus, stress token, and a critical hit, just like pretty much every other ship gets. And you get the actual maneuver dial. Now look at these maneuvers here. This is probably one of my favorite ships because it's very maneuverable and everything is pretty much either a white or green maneuver, except for the Corian turn, which is the 4 Corian turn is red. Everything you see here. So you can do the slight right or hard left or vice versa, and it pretty much either is green or white. So you can actually do a lot of maneuvering with this ship and moving it around. So now, what do you get with pilots? Okay. So, in the core set, you get Luke, you get Biggs, and you get the Red Squadron, the rookie pilot. Here, you get 2 more unique pilots. You get Wedge. You definitely need some Wedge in your life. Wedge is the man. And I'll tell you why in a sec. You get Garven Dreis. You also get the Red Squadron and the rookie pilots. Pretty much from the same core set, same pilots. But with Wedge and Garven, okay, each ship has, each pilot card has the same stats pretty much down the left-hand side. You get 3 attack, you get 2 agility, which is your defense, 3 hull, 2 shields. You pretty much get the same actions across the board, which is a focus and target lock. You also get an Astromech upgrade, a torpedoes upgrade, and Wedge is the only one out of these 4 that do get an elite upgrade, which we'll go back to in a sec here. Now, if you look at Wedge, the skill value is 9, okay? You're going to get some serious, you're going to be moving last, so you can actually outmaneuver if you need to. If you have some of the upgrade cards that allow you to do barrel rolls and what have you, you can outmaneuver last to make sure that you're in the arcs or out of the firing arcs of your opponents. That's great as far as an ability with that. But look at his ability right here, okay? When attacking, you reduce the defender's agility value by 1. Right off the bat with Wedge, you're actually telling your opponent, guess what? You can only roll 1 less dice. Sorry. That's phenomenal when you're actually playing this game. Because defensive dice, the less they roll, the more hits that go through. It's plain and simple. It's easy math. Garvin's got a skill value of 6, so he's in the middle of the boat as far as movement and attacking. That's okay. But his ability is actually pretty cool too. After spending a focus token, you may place that token on any other friendly ship at range 1 or 2 instead of discarding it. So normally when you do a focus action and you're changing your dice, if it's attacking or defensive or whatever, you take that focus token, you get rid of it. Guess what? Here, you get to move it to another ship. That's huge. Red Squadron pilot, rookie pilot, pretty much the same as before. Nothing new there. I'm not going to pretty much review them. X-Wing expansion packs as far as the upgrades. So you get 2 new Astromechs, you get some elite talents, and a secondary weapon. Astromechs, you get another unique Astromech, which is R5K6. After spending your target lock, roll 1 defensive dice. On an evade result, you immediately acquire a target lock on the same ship. You cannot spend this target lock during this attack. That's huge. So you can acquire another target lock right off the bat as a free action. It's a free action, and then you can do a focus next action come around. That's great. It is unique though. R5 Astromech is not unique, so you can have as many of these you want, 1 on each ship if you have the Astromech ability or upgrade. During the end phase, you may choose one of your face-up damage cards with the ship trait and flip it face down. That's huge. I mean, basically, you're taking a critical hit and just moving as a hit, so you don't have to resolve the actual critical hit. That's huge. Especially when you have I think it's the ship trait when you actually takes 2 hull damage. Guess what? Now it's just 1 hull damage. That's huge. Elite talents, expert handling. So this is an action. All right, so you have to call this out when you're actually after you do your maneuver. So the action is perform a barrel roll. Remember I was telling you about the barrel roll? So if you outfit a barrel roll for Wedge and Luke, you can actually get in and out of arcs and fly around around your enemy pilots or what have you. I mean, this is great. It's giving that barrel roll action. Now, the negative of this is perform 1 barrel roll. If you do not have the barrel roll action icon, receive 1 stress. And it says you may then remove 1 enemy target lock from your ship. So not only do you get a barrel roll, but you get a stress. That's okay. But you can also remove a target lock from your ship. That's huge. So you can actually, again, this is what I like about the X-Wing. You can screw with your opponent's play there. So if they target lock your ship, you can basically, what you're saying is, okay, guess what? Your target lock no longer is valid. Marksmanship, we've seen this before. It's an action, just like expert handling. When attacking this round, you may change one of your focus results to a crit result and all of your other focus results to a hit result. So if you don't get any hits or crits on the normal attack dice, but you got a lot of eyeballs staring at you, Marksmanship is where it comes in handy and flips the first one to a crit and the rest to a hit. That's huge. Definitely great. Secondary weapons, we've seen this before, Proton Torpedoes. What I like about Proton Torpedoes is look how many dice you're throwing at your enemy there. 4 dice. The only thing, though, is you got to be within range 2 or 3. This does require a target lock, okay? So you have to have a target lock already on your opponent in order to use the Proton Torpedoes. Now, it says right off the bat, to attack, spend your target lock and discard this card, perform this attack. And here's the cool part. You may change one of your focus results to a crit result. So if you roll those 4 dice, right, and you're chucking away and you get 1 focus, because of this secondary weapon, you automatically get it turned into a crit. That's huge. Definitely huge. All right, so that pretty much wraps up the whole X-Wing expansion pack. I have, I think, 4 of these. Well, let me phrase that. 1 from the core set and 3 extra additional X-Wings. You cannot have that many. I mean, having like Luke, Wedge, and Biggs, going side by side. I mean, you can't beat this. I mean, look at this shit. This thing's awesome. Anyway, this is another edition of SlingPaint. I really appreciate it. Like our video, subscribe to our channel, like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/SlingPaint, and follow us definitely on Twitter, SlingPaint. There'll definitely be more of these breakdowns. And if you have any comments or questions, please ask them below. Thanks, guys.